What's up, people? It's a little math problem I seen. I ain't gonna take too much of your time. It's a problem I seen when I was tutoring. Thought I'd cover this to help you out if you see a problem like this. I've seen a problem like this in the 7th grade, 8th grade, and I believe I've seen something like this in geometry, 10th grade. Same type problem. Anytime you have a problem, it says a cube has a volume of 64 feet cubed, and what is the surface area? Two things you got to know. With volume, I use this formula because with this formula for volume, you can find all prisms. A lot of times people get this mixed up when they see this lowercase b. This means the base, this capital B, is the area of the base. So anytime you see this formula, whatever kind of prism you're looking for, you need to find the area of that base. This just means the base. Don't get these two capital B's and lowercase b. Don't get them mixed up. All right. So now you have the volume of a cube. It says the volume is 64 feet. Using my substitution property of equality, I know that I can substitute 64 for the volume. Now, what do we know about a cube? A cube consists of 6 squares, right? So, a square, we know that it has 4 sides and they all gonna be the same length. So, for the area of this base, we can write it as length times width and then multiply that by the height. That's fine. We still will get the same answer. But for a cube, it has a special formula that you only use it for cubes. That formula is, some people put S, some people put an A, and that is the area cubed. Now, to find out for 1A on one side, we just take the cube root on both sides. Let me write there where you can see that. I'm going to put 64 here. Here. Alright. To get the A by itself, you take the cube root, not the square root, on each side. Now, what is the cube root? How do we find that? That means a number times itself 3 times should equal this. You can start off with 1 times 1 times 1 equal 1. You can go up to 3. If that's not the case, you can't find it. So that's 9 times 3. That'll be 27. You can go up to 5. And that's 125. So it's going to be in between this 3 and 5. You can't find it. Or you can just put it on your calculator. Now let's try the number in between. 4 times 4 times 4. That's 16 times 4. And that equals 64. So the answer is 4. Now we got one side. We use the volume to find one side. Now we got to find surface area. And this is the surface area for a cube. This is the formula. Let's say we didn't know this formula. Because when I teach in class, when I teach in class, I don't make my students remember the formula, because on the test, a lot of times this is given, but let's say this is one of the formulas not given on the test. If you can't remember this, then what are you gonna do on the test? Just guess the answer? What is it? A fill in the blank, or what is it we call a negative problem? What if it don't have any multiple choices? What are you gonna do? skip it and take a 0 for it? No. I always tell my student, surface area, we look for, it's the area of all sides, right? So we dealing with a cube. And we trying to find the surface area. We don't know the formula. So let's break this down. We know you have a left side, right? That's one block. All right. If it got a left side, then it got to have a right side. That's another square. So I got two sides down. Right? Let's say if it have a top, then it got to have a bottom. That's two more squares. Right? Now, if it got a front, then it have to have a back. Front, back. Now, that's where that 6 comes from, and it's a side square. I just told you that a square have all sides are the same. All these sides are going to be the same. Right? All these sides are going to be the same. So, we can say side square. Or we can just come down here and take this side and find one of them. One of these sides. And that is 4 times 4 is 16. And then we can multiply that by the other 6 sides. And that becomes 96. You allergy. Right? So, if you can't remember the formula, take that cube or whatever prism they give you and break it apart. Break it apart. Right? So this is 4 times 4. That's going to be 16. That's 4 times 4. Because that's length times width. That's 16. 4 times 4. That's 16. 4 times 4. That's 16. 4 times 4. That's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 6. Break down all the sides. And you add them together, you get 96. Right? Now, what I didn't put on the other one, when you measure volume, it's in cubic units. When you're talking about surface area, it's always going to be square units. So that's 6, and the side squared is 4 squared, and that is 6 times 16, and the surface area equal to 96 feet squared. And if you want to get your kid practice in the ELA class, then you make them rewrite this in a complete sentence. If a cube have a volume of 64 feet cube, 64 feet cube, what is the surface area? The surface area is 96 feet squared. And just get to restate the question to make sure they get all their points. All right, this is easy problem today. Thank you. Look at it. If not, hope it help you. If not, just share it and give it to somebody else. Y'all have a nice day.